In 1715, Queen Anne dies. She is the last reigning Stuart monarch of England and Scotland. Anne's brother James, exiled in France, is the rightful heir, but is denied the crown because he is Catholic. His cousin George, a German, is crowned King George I of England and Scotland because he is Protestant. This would be the beginning of 30 years of bloodshed, as the people of Scotland would attempt to regain the throne that was rightfully theirs. In 1745, Bonnie Prince Charlie, son of the exiled James, would try for the last time to regain the throne for the Stuart dynasty. The brave and valiant clansmen of the Highlands would be Prince Charlie's army. The Highlanders would call Prince Charles Sherlock. The English would call him the Pretender.
And so Cain and his brother Abel went out into the field, and Cain rose up and slew his brother Abel. The story of the Scottish Highlanders, like the tale of Cain and Abel, is one of sorrow, not of glory. In April 1746, on a cold moor near Inverness, Scotland, English forces brought to an end the last Celtic clan culture. The mountains and glens of Scotland stand as silent reminder of a proud and ancient people. In August 1745, at Glenfinnan, Scotland, 80 miles northwest of Glasgow, Charles Edward Stuart, the Prince Regent, son of the exiled King James, raises his standard, attended by 900 Highland clansmen. The Latin for James is Jacobus, and so the supporters of James and his son Charles Edward were known as Jacobites. The symbol of their struggle that each wore proudly on his cap, the symbol that they would gladly kill and die for, was the white cockade.
Clansmen rise up.
Aye, my name's John Cameron McIver, and I supported the Bonnie Prince, the one the English call the Pretender. My clan fought for him from 1745 through to that bloody day in April of 46. You'll no doubt have heard tell of Culloden more. The young prince listened to fools that day. We put ourselves in God's hands. Many died. You can see now, one king's no better than another. They dinna care what becomes of the common man.
And so I began my service to His Majesty. Did you get all of that, Jack?
To His Majesty, yes, sir. May I start another chapter, sir?
Yes. Yes, entitle this one, My Role in Putting Down the Scots Rebellion.
Very good, sir.
I was in London at the time. It was the summer of '45, and I had just gained my captaincy when we first began to hear rumour that the Pretender had landed in Scotland and was preparing to raise the clans against their lawful king. As I heard later, the would-be prince raised his standard at Glenfinnan, where he was attended by some 1,000 barbarians. There were always rumours of a Jacobite rising, the fools still harboured notions that they were the equal to England. Of course, none of us took them seriously. It was a sort of gossip one was always hearing. We young officers, of course, hoped for such a thing. It would mean a chance for advancement, and we fancied ourselves draped in laurels.
MacDonald of Clan Ranald rallied to the prince's standard, and so began the gathering of the clans for the last attempt of the Stuart dynasty to regain the throne of Scotland and England. This would be the final attempt by the people of Scotland to throw off the yoke of English domination of Scottish political and economic life.
Good luck, lads. We'll see you in a couple of hours.
Thank you.
Megan, you got a draft. It's harder than the gates of hell out there. Oh, you're a bonny lass. Many's the wife or bairn whose man or dad didn't come home. My Lizzie and I, we sold what we could after Culloden and took ship for the Americas. Our Duncan didn't make it. The wee one died on the crossing. We gave up everything to come here, left them all behind. And a good thing. When the butcher Cumberland was done with the healings, they was not fit for a man. How are you to feed your family when they had taken everything? And killed your clan so's you knew where to turn. That's what they did. They broke us like beasts. They hung the men, and even the laddies, too young to shoulder a musket or swing a sword. They confiscated the cattle. They burned us out and outlawed the wearing of the plaid and the gathering of the clans, and the playing of the pipes. Here we've got peace and land, if not the clan. I miss the heather, and most I miss my Lizzie. I lost her to a fever in 48.
And my cousin Malcolm was killed at Culloden. Peg come with us to America. She'd lost her man, and the English hanged her boy. We took each other after my Lizzie passed, for we were all the clan the other had. And now we've each other, and our wee Malcolm.
The Scots wasted no time and immediately marched on Edinburgh, which they fancied their capital. We heard later that they captured it with ease, which of course can only be accounted for by the simple fact that there were no troops to stop them. I can assure you, Jack, it would have been quite a different thing if there had been one good regiment of English country lads. The Scots in Edinburgh were a treacherous lot. They practically handed the keys to the city to the Pretender.
After capturing Perth and forcing General Cope to retreat northward, Charles Edward Stuart, the young Pretender, consolidated his forces at Edinburgh in September of 1745. Here he proclaimed his father King James VIII of Scotland and the Third of England, and to great adulation, the young Pretender was named Prince Regent.
Hey, Haji.
It's good to see you, brother.
It's good to see you, lad. We were a wee short of 1,000, but you'd have thought we could storm London. Nary 1 in 100 of us had ever seen battle, but oh, we were grand, the cream of the Highlands. Our dags and claymores shine like jewels in the heavens that night. And the chiefs come forward and pledged us heart, soul, and blood to the young prince.
If I fail you, or my clan fail you in any way, you take this dirk and you plunge it as deep in my heart as they have. Otherwise, I'll serve you till death.
Till death!
From that night forward, more and more of the clans come out of the hills. Us young sow's ears, pretending we were great warriors, like the Bruce or Wallace. You needs must understand, with the clans it was all a matter of honour. What clan lined up to the prince's right in battle? And the one clan would no stand next to another, over some ancient dispute. We were all for the prince, but at times, I think there was more bickering betwixt the chiefs than there was with the English.
Yes, well, let me see. General Cope retreated northwards towards Aberdeen with 3,000 men. The man was truly an incompetent. How in God's name he expected to stop them when he was running in the opposite direction, one shall never know.
We marched on Perth first, with naught to stay us. Johnny Cope was no Red John of battles. He took tail and ran for Inverness. The road to Edinburgh was wide open, and the city guards and such militia as they had melted away from us like snow before the fire. You'd have thought Sherlock was the second coming the way the people met him. And us that were with him, we were like his disciples. It was us Camerons what took the city with nary a drop of blood spilt. And as I remember, 'twas in the market the next day before the cross that his father was proclaimed king, and himself Prince Regent.
'Twas a great embarrassment to the officer corps. At some point, Cope found enough courage to load his troops aboard ship and sail down the coast for Dunbar. I suppose he thought to insert himself between the Jacobites and London. In Cope's defence, it must be said that the troops under his command were completely untried. In battle, the man picked a horrid stretch of ground near an insignificant little burg in East Lothian called Prestonpans. His arrangement of foot and cavalry and artillery was amateurish at best, and it must be given to the Scots that they made the most of their own dispositions by sneaking up on him in the night. While I wasn't there, the details of it all are quite simple. At dawn, Cope awoke and found the rebels ensconced upon his flank, and so faced his troops to meet them. He opened with his artillery in order to get their range, and apparently this incited the Jacobites to charge. They were nothing more than a rabble and advanced down the run without even the slightest provocation from their own commander. It was all over in a matter of minutes. Cope's lads took to their heels and showed nothing but their backs to the enemy, who hunted them down like rabbits. That idiot Cope reached Berwick with only 400 men. They say Cope is the first general to carry the news of his own defeat faster than his men.